Hi, this is Joan Nichols, and I'm back here with Representative Rita Saylor from District 2B on Capitol Report. It has been a busy 6 weeks at the Capitol.
It has.
And we have a lot to talk about, particularly, let's start with, I guess, bonding.
Right. Well, that's been kind of the big news for the last week or so. It is one of the pieces that we thought, was just one of the most important things to deal with early on in the session, and I'm really happy that we did. The outcome was not so great for our part, for most of northern Minnesota, but it was important to get the bonding bill agreed upon and passed so that we can have the jobs are ready to go when the building season starts, and with the weather the way it has been lately, that may be sooner than we think. So the bonding bill was signed, and the governor had a couple of pieces that he really wanted to have in it, and so we put those in. But then I was really unhappy that the veto pen came out, because that means that we again are not able to finish that school that needs the work, in Red Lake, and we had pared down from the original amount, which, according to the Department of Education, who had certified that it would be $35 million, and we cut that way down to 5.7, and it still was vetoed. So, and it's for basic things that really need to be done to the buildings. But that was vetoed, and then surprisingly, also the Itasca Biological Station at Itasca State Park, which is part of the university, not the park, of course, but the biological station, is a very important research arm for the University of Minnesota.
And a teaching facility. It's a wonderful place.
It is, and that would have been certainly a great benefit to the university and to all of those students who come from all over. In fact, when I stopped to visit the station in early January, there were folks from St. Olaf that were there on a very short term, and others. So people come from all over. But aside from the educational piece, which in and of itself is certainly important, but in our area, it means more employment, not just for building, but afterwards, because if the building were to have been enlarged, it would have meant that the workers there would have gone from seasonal to full-time, which would have really helped some of our local employees quite a bit. So it was sad to see. It was a real interesting case in point that bonding jobs are not just about building, but they're actually about what goes on afterwards with regard to jobs and certainly education in this case. But that was not one of the pieces. That was line item vetoed.
Well, he line item vetoed statewide almost a third
yes.
of the bonding package.
Right. And in fact, the final bonding package came in less than his original recommendation. It was like $650 million, or I'm trying to remember the exact number. But anyway, it came in even under his original estimates or suggestions. So, but we had many projects. The Science Center, Headwater Science Center in Bemidji, which is something that many, K-12 educators and families, so many people in our area were hoping would come through. And then more cuts to 9 MnSCU, the colleges, Minnesota State College and University System. A number of those had cuts to some of their basic classroom improvements. And now we have more people than ever signing up to go back to school, looking for employment, of course, and to enhance their job skills. And so that I found disturbing, because right at a time when we need our colleges most, here they had a cut. So, but there will be some jobs around the state, certainly not as many as we had hoped. And of course, the important jobs piece now about it is not only the employment, but the fact that we get more for our money, because the interest rates are lower, and also some of the other building costs are lower. So it makes a lot more sense to do those kinds of capital improvements now. But we won't be doing those in our area.
Well, we'll look forward to coming back on Capitol Report and hearing about other major legislation that is now going to be moving through the state legislature from this point.
Right.
This is Representative Rita Saylor on Capitol Report. We'll see you again.
All right, thank you.